right? But if I say these are organic, heirloom-grown potatoes that are harvested locally, and they're sautéed in organic olive oil, and they're dusted with a mesquite sea salt, right? Or a little dab of balsamic vinegar. Now, how much do you expect to pay for? They're both potatoes, right? The story adds value. The experience, the anticipation, the curation adds value. So if you're trying to sell something for a little bit more money, it's about the context, it's about the curation, it's about the story, it's about the presentation, right? You don't want to play at a commodity level, you will get killed. Sooner or later, somebody will be in fire sale mode, bankruptcy mode, ready to liquidate, retired, somebody dies and their kids sell the business. So you don't want to play in commodities either. We're trying to get you out of the commodity game, right? Ease of use, handling services, contained ordering systems, so you have captive pricing, right? All of those things remove you from the commodity. It's not a case of tomatoes. Remember we talked about basket. So quickly for Nick, we talked about when he's selling a case of tomatoes to somebody else who's buying it, who's also they're comparing another case of tomatoes. They just look for all tomatoes are the same. A case is a case is a case. This case of tomatoes is cheaper, and buy it from there. But if we were to take his ordering system and create a basket of goods and say these are the goods you're ordering. Here's the market price for each of these. Here's the total amount you save by buying it from me, right? You might pay more for the tomatoes, you're paying less for the avocados, whatever, right? You're saving $17.60. Push the button and it all gets delivered. Do I really want to go through and call 4 different people to get 4 different better prices and play that game? No. You push the button. Right? You're no longer in the commodity game. You offer the service. Progressive insurance does that. Right? Who look up the best insurance price for you for that? All the retailers do that. Like, have you guys been to Safeway lately? You saved $3.72. I didn't save anything. That's not real money. That's not real money at all. All right. Copywriting. Okay, so we know how we're going to price our products, and now how do we get people excited about them, get them to want to buy them? Copywriting is very difficult to do well, and one of the most important skills you can learn or hire. I don't care which way you go about it, but people overlook it, and it's a huge mistake. The first kind of genius in copywriting is a guy named John Capers, and he was 26 years old when he moved to New York City and joined this company that taught people to play musical instruments through the mail. It was mail order education, right? And up until that point, the way they sold things were learn to play a musical instrument through the mail. Order today. Here's the stuff. You can learn this. You can learn that. Blah, blah, blah. They didn't sell jack. And he changed their first magazine ad to a picture and a story. They laughed when I sat down at the piano, but when I started to play, exclamation. And we'll go through a little more details we did later, but sales went up like 1,200% and stayed there for the exact same product. It was because of how he wrote the copy. He sold the outcome. Nobody buys the sit-ups, they buy the six-pack abs, right? Or rather, they buy the anti-beer belly guy who's in front. It's the before picture that sells the ab machine, right? Because it's fear. He sold the outcome, he used the headline. Another quick example, this is an insurance company, they had an annuity program, and their first headline was a vacation that lasts the rest of your life. And that didn't exactly pass the smell test for outcome. People were like, well, I don't know if I'd want to be on vacation for the rest of my life. They changed it to a guaranteed income for life, which sounds like something that might be achievable and I could do anything I want. 200% increase in sales. All they changed was the headline. Headlines matter. Copy matters. How you structure the story, how you tell the story, how you evoke, it's a process of evocation, how you evoke the emotion in your target audience and use the same words to describe their pain that they've been telling you in the interview process matters. It will drive conversions. So what do you write? First thing you know is who are you writing for? Who is the audience? What do they desire and what do they fear? I had this great manager I worked with at Home Depot. He said, Tony, no one ever buys a shovel, they buy a hole. And that is absolutely true for copywriting. People buy the end result. Your product is merely a tool to get there. Wine is an experience. Cost out engineering is a bonus, success, credibility at the company, more profit for the investors, whatever. But they're not buying what you sell, they're buying the end result of what you sell. Beauty school is training, but it's not about the training. It's about the career, it's about the respect, it's about the knowledge and information, it's about maybe looking better myself or feeling better about myself, right? Providing for my family. Everybody in this room sells tools. No one cares about tomatoes. They care about successful plates delivered to customers and money in the bank at the end of the day, right? Tomatoes are just a way to get there, the path. The person who wants this shovel is very different from the person who wants this shovel. And because we're entrepreneurs, we get super excited about our product and we talk about all the features of our cool stuff. Look at this shovel, it's got a handle with a saw and it folds down, it's got this space age material, it's polymers, it's this, it's that. No one cares. The customer doesn't care. They care about the whole. Talk about the whole. The person who needs a shovel for this, to clean his sidewalk, has a completely different set of needs than the person who wants to dig a koi pond. And if you don't understand, you're just talking about your shovel, you're dead in the water. Your copy is not doing anything for you. So you've got to write from the point of view of the customer's end result, their goal. This is usually an emotional outcome, except for engineers. Everybody else, it's an emotional outcome. It's not just a product, right? It's family, it's relaxation. Have you ever noticed that every single drug ad on TV sells vacation? Think about it. It's Lipitor. It's people bicycling with their grandkids and folks playing in a park. It's nobody like lost in their hump in a cubicle. That's never sold, right?
Everybody's got a big smile on their face.
Big, happy smile, right? Some of them I'm confused by. I'm not sure why that one drug for men, they always drag the cast iron tubs down to the beach. Like, that doesn't make sense to me. Must make you really strong. That's all I can say, right? But it's always vacation. Because the one thing that Americans don't have is enough time off. So if I take the purple pill, maybe I'll get to go bicycling with my grandkids, right? If I don't have the arthritis, I can go gardening. There's this one ad on there. It's got this lady. She says, I used to be a doer, and then she had whatever, fibromyalgia, and now she's a doer again. And she says that, like, now I'm a doer again, while she's sitting in a canoe and her husband and kids are paddling her around. I'm like, that's not a doer. You're technically like ballast. I just want to be clear, right? But they're selling vacation because it's an emotional outcome. We talked about this Neolithic value chain a few weeks ago, right? And how to use these different methodologies to kind of talk around these emotional outcomes, this support for fear and grief that we see. So if you're writing, the first thing that is tough to write is the one-sentence elevator pitch. That is the quick summary of what your company is. Everybody struggles with this. You will never be happy with it. If it's ever perfect, you will probably change your business. It's just an ongoing process. But here's the key. Short words, short sentences. Do not wow me with your intellectual prowess. Don't show me all the jargon you can use. We're a facilitated technological solutions provider. Doesn't mean jack, right? Tell me what you do. Marketing for Spark Interactive, I tell stories. I tell stories for Hollywood. I tell stories for companies. I tell the stories that get customers to give you money. That's what I do, right? You have a story, it's worth telling. Simple. Cut it down, right? You want to sell the outcome, not the process. I tell the stories to get customers to give you money, right? The process is customers giving you money. Active voice is not your mission statement. It is not written to impress or obfuscate. Sometimes we use a simile like X for Y, right? Like Uber, but for notary publics. This is the ability to condense down your business into one sentence. Things that you have to write as well. Email subject lines. Everybody struggles with this. Some of you sent an email and then sat there and stared at the screen trying to figure out what subject line we get people to actually click on it, open the damn thing, right? You're like, The first thing you do is answer with all marketing, BFM, what's in it for me? Benefit is clear for the click. What am I getting when I click on your email? I have an inbox full of hundreds of emails, and I'm not clicking on the ones that will grow me hair and make me more sexually productive and do this and do that, whatever. Why am I going to click on your email? What am I getting on it, right? So if you've got a benefit, if it's entertainment, if it's education, if it's enlightenment, if it's an emotional outcome, if it's a great video or a cool tip or a trick, something new that you've discovered, put it in the subject line. Tell me what I'm going to get when I open the email and I read it, right? One of the best ways to get your emails open is to apologize. I'm sorry I screwed up. We'll always get open. People love to see you fail. And they will open the email to read about how bad you are. Right? There's a lot of marketing emails that start off with, I'm sorry I screwed up. I sent that out too early. But because I screwed up, here's the discount on my package, right? Questions get open more than statements. I often will send out emails that have the RE colon in front of them to make it look like it's a reply to the email you sent me, because those will get opened, right? So I'll type in RE colon. You want to cut out anything that's spamming, like sale, discount, super deal, blah, blah, all that kind of junk's not going to get open. Keep it minimal. You can also get away with lists, 5 tips you absolutely need to know before you buy tomatoes this year, whatever, right? Commands, which should be don't go another day without checking out our new beauty products, whatever it is, right? Don't wash your hair again until you read this article. I think it's unique, gets people to think. People like the list, the 5. They like the reverse list more than they like the regular list. So 5 things to do if you want to always overpay for wine. That's an email I'm going to open. Versus 5 ways to save money buying wine. Sounds like work. But the other one is helping me avoid some terrible thing that I don't want, right? The other one that often gets opened is a blank subject line, statistically. I wouldn't use it very often, but got an email from Nick. Doesn't say what it's about. That's weird. But I actually know you something. Might get deleted.
I always thought that those got caught in spam filters.
The blank ones? No, I've had a bunch of them get through. No. Depends on if you have a whitelisted email. I mean, if you're not sending spam, you're a lot better off, right? Pitch copy. All right, so we're going to write copy for a pitch page. This is the website page, for example, that sells product. It might be an ad or something like that. The first thing is all pitch copy has to be second person, active voice. You, yours. What you're writing from the viewpoint of the person who's reading it, the audience member. Quick test for if it's active voice or passive voice. If you can add by zombies to the end of the sentence and it still makes sense, it is passive voice. Right? The table was cleaned by zombies, passive voice. You clean your table by zombies, doesn't make sense. Okay?
Oh, that's how you do it.
It's an English cheat, yeah. I wish they had taught me that in high school. It took me till grad school. You want to think about the device. Most people are going to be reading web pages on their mobile devices, tablets, and phones. That's 50–60% of the traffic right now on the internet. So you don't want really tiny fonts or lots of crowded words, right? If your demographic is over the age of 20, you better use a larger font size and make the color like a dark charcoal and white, not black and white. That hurts the eyes. Not pink on yellow, whatever god-awful stuff's going on the web that I can't read. Right? Think about the people who are reading this. Make it easy to read. The paragraphs cannot seem like work. You should never write a paragraph that's longer than 7 lines. 6 is about where I go at the maximum. Anything more than that, I'm going to have to work to get the information out. I don't like to work. To that end, use bullet points, subheadlines, and headlines. By doing that combination of things, 80% of people are going to read your headline, scan your subheadlines, they might read a set of bullet points, that's all they'll do. They won't, you could, in the middle of it, it could be Pepsi Cola hits the spot, 12 ounces, that's a lot. No one will even know, right? Except for the 20% who actually read it. The 80% won't know, the 20%. You either have calls to action, the button to purchase or to sign up or to download or whatever the lead, the call to action is. Do not make me scroll to find that button. Either have the button on the right-hand side follow me everywhere or have the button every so often on the page. Don't make me work to pay you. If I want to pay you, give me the opportunity to do it. And you want to put all your credibility cues on your pitch page. Anytime you're featured in the paper, grab the logo from that news organization. If you've won any awards or certifications, put those on there. Remember, we're reducing uncertainty. Credibility cues help. Another way to do this is testimonials. Mark from Romano says, Ben Korn's products are the bomb, right? Nick Castis says, I used them and made $1 million. Now I start going, well, there's all these people doing well, and they seem to like Ben, and they're not afraid to talk about it, so they must be okay, right? So
Okay, I just feel weird listing awards.
List them.
All right.
Put them at the bottom in a row, press coverage and awards. If somebody reads down that far, they're not convinced yet, they suddenly have their uncertainty reduced. Yes?
This is just kind of interesting. So for a product line, when we're listing ingredients, for example, like you can't say antibacterial because the FDA won't allow us to. And now it's even such that even if something, this clears my psoriasis, if you have a
you can't use the testimony.
Yeah.
Yep. I understand. The FDA has got a little more intense about that. Your bath and beauty products can't be used to treat any disease. right? But they can say like, this did great things for my skin. I used to have a lot of trouble and now it's very clear, right? They can say that, vague, like you have to be careful with that.
What does Lysol do? I thought it was called antibacterial.
Lysol, it's also not a bath and beauty product.
There's it's only
No,
specific to that beauty products.
But some beauty products, yeah, they pay a lot of money, but somehow reduces your lines, you know, they pay for a study
Yeah.
that has all, it's only due to their, yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, the FDA kind of had to get involved after a while because you had people making soap at home with like lemon oil saying like, it cures cancer. Like, no, it really doesn't. Like, that's not, you know? So there's always this challenge of the regulatory environment.
Big money.
Yeah. What's that?
Fight Club.
Fight Club. That's right. All right. So, an example of a pitch page. This is for Artfire. First thing, so, 2-word sentence. Sell more. That's the end outcome everybody who wants to get on my platform wants. They want to sell more of their arts and crafts. Sell more, which gives you time to create more because you're an artist, right? That's the second most important thing when interview people. They want to have more time to create. And they wanted a platform that helped them get in front of more customers. Sell more, create more, reach more customers. This button doesn't say pay me $9.95 a month. It says get started, right? It's not a commitment. It's just launching your career, okay? Then I start calling out some of the very basic features. Mobile and tablet-friendly shops, powerful seller tools, simple, no-nonsense pricing. Launch your web store business today. Launch, start, begin, active voice, not commitments to pay, right? Now, people who get past that point and haven't already been convinced by those like 15 words, start reading further. So, Artfire gives you the edge in commerce. Second person, active voice. More buyers, easy management, friendly support, professional design. Then we break down the bullet points. We still fold the bullet points. Powerful inventory and discount tools. Simple order processing, right? Simple, straightforward words that talk about outcome. This is an example of the crowdfunding page that we did for Maker House. I was trying to get people to read things, so I was throwing up headlines that I tested headlines. We were always cowboys was a good start. People seem to like that. Talk about being a little outside the norm and doing things their own way. Will you be a consumer or a creator? It's a question. And my favorite, that tested very well, a YMCA for your mind, more awesome than a room full of kittens. People seem to click on that picture a lot. I changed out the picture, the headline always got clicks. So I can't stay with it. But every single paragraph was that short, all the way down the page on that crowdfunding. Nothing was longer than that. All right, calls to action. Your calls to action on your page must use urgent language. Call, buy, start, launch, begin. Right? These are not, if you feel like it, maybe click this button, okay, and something might happen. I mean, be very direct with it. Make that button big. Use white space around it. Alternate the color. Don't put a gray button on a gray page. Make it clicky. People want to click it. They want to push it. They want to see what the big green button does, the big orange button does. Orange, by the way, gets clicked more than any other color. I don't know why, it just does. Offer distinct actions, next steps, or sub-steps for large, complex purchases. So see it, sign up, try it, buy it. You get the yes in steps, and then reduce the fear. This is a good example. This Plan HQ. Achieve your business plan. Second person, active voice. This is a screenshot over here. This is after all of their information. They have a bunch of options. Sign up now for a 30-day free trial. Doesn't cost you anything, but sign up now. If that's too much of a commitment, below it, smaller button, different color, take a tour. If you don't even like us enough to take a tour, watch the video as a link. Right? So it gave you 3 options of different actions you can take. Sign up, take a tour. That seems like a lot of work. I'm going to spend 2 minutes taking a tour, watch a video. It's the least amount of work you possibly engage in. And we still give you a chance to do that. Because it's another chance to sell. Okay, so back to Caples. This ad is interesting because Caples stumbled on a lot of things, or was genius enough to create a lot of things that you still see today. The first half of this ad is not an ad at all, it's a story. He talks about one person's personal triumph, learning to play the piano. Right? He tells the story. Stories always connect with customers. Tell the story of the wine. You can charge more for the box of avocados if you tell me the story of the farmer and how they're raised and where they come from, right? The Chamber of Commerce is worth more if you tell me the story of how people became successful. Over and over again, the story is going to drive value. So he starts with a story. He sells the outcome, not the process. Decide which one you want to play, and the U.S. school will do the rest. Like somehow it's going to magically cram in how to play an instrument into your head, right? It doesn't say that you're going to have to spend hours playing and practicing. You just decide what you want. We'll do the rest. What instrument? He adds credibility by mentioning the U.S. school meeting has taught 350,000 people to play their favorite instruments. It's the bandwagon effect. All these other people can do it, so can you. All these other people paid us. You should be able to. When we onboarded people to ArtFire the first time, $7 a month was the account type. We kept that for about a year until we got up to about 20,000 sellers, and then we raised it to $19.95. And the rest of the people who hit that page, who had no knowledge of ArtFire, said, wow, there's 10,000 sellers in $19.95. Must be a pretty good deal. Bought it. Right? The only people who complained were the folks who then went and talked to other folks and said, why are you paying 7 and I'm paying 20? Right? But everybody else looked at it and said, there's a bunch of people who purchased it. It must be a good deal. He trivializes the price without ever mentioning price. He never talks price in the ad, but he says it's only a few cents a day. And you've probably heard or read that in advertising your entire life. We're just pennies a day. We're just $1.62 a month. For only 14 easy pesos, so $399.99. It's simple. He has a mini call to action. He offers a free music test and a demonstration lesson with no cost and no obligation. Not ready to buy yet? We'll send you a music test so you can figure out which instrument is right for you. We'll even come out and send you a demo lesson, learn to play the piano or whatever. And he adds an urgency element. This is the same thing as every used car dealer we've dealt with, right? Saying this is a special offer for a limited number of new students and urges prospects to respond before it's too late. Operators are standing by, right? For the next 10 minutes, the price is even lower, and we'll throw in the set of turbo instruments. Cables was doing this in the 20s, right? He figured this out in the 20s, that these triggers worked. By the way, he went on to just a brilliant career writing copy for all kinds of people. Single-handedly probably transformed how we're all advertised to. So we talked about the funnel when we first talked about the Neolithic value chain. So if you were to write a funnel page outline for your product or service, for the school, for product, promotional products, or maybe a promotional products audit for, let's say, the medical table, whatever, pick a product or service, you would start with a one-sentence pitch. What's the outcome, right? Don't be caught with damaged upholstery and shut down by the state inspector, right? Or protect your patients and your bottom line. Yeah? Okay. Now, subheadlines. Damaged upholstery costs money, this many in fines. Damaged upholstery risks lives, blah, blah, blah. Damaged upholstery costs liability insurance. Don't run your office with damaged upholstery. Key bullet points, facts and figures, things about the fines, things about the number of lawsuits, things about the number of people died from MRSA last year. Scare the crap out of them, right? Then a call to action along the way. Schedule your free audit now. Don't get caught in these situations. You care about your patients, and so do we. Book your online thing today, right? List of testimonials, 5 doctors. We love working with Diane. She does great work for us. She takes care of it. It's completely simple. We don't have to think about it. Our upholstery always looks great, and it's the best deal in town. Credibility cues. Whatever certifications and approvals and awards and prizes you have at the bottom, more calls to action. Drop that one page via email in front of every office manager at every clinic in Tucson, and a huge percentage of them will sign up. It's no cost, no obligation. It's a free audit, right? That's how you build a funnel. So you should be able to write all of these for your business. You got it? Y'all feeling strong? Iterative process. You'll get tested. Don't worry.
So is this basically your landing page, your website, your home page?
Well, it could be that. It could be a landing page that you route advertisements to. It could be an email offer that you send out. It's really kind of a one-page pitch, right? It's a sales pitch process. And sometimes they're really long. Generally, the more expensive your product, the longer this page should be. People expect to read a lot of, or have to read a lot of copy for expensive products. They won't. They'll just read the headlines and the bullet points. But if if you're selling a $1,000 product, it better be a pretty long page. If it's a $1,000 product, you can tell me all about it in half a page. It's not worth $1,000. If it's 7 pages of scrolling and all these benefits and features and analysis and studies and graphs and charts, but all I care about is the 5 headlines and the bullet points at the end, I'm only going to read the 5 headlines, but I want to know there's a lot of copy on the page because that means it's probably worth it. Okay. Amazon, if you go look at their Echo, for example, it's just page after page after page of content and testimonials. And all along the way, there's upsells and buttons to push and calls to action, and headlines and bullet points and awards won. If you really want to know how to sell stuff, just go watch Amazon. Yeah.
It sounds like the John Cable's guy, his headline is successfully kind of just goes right into why you would benefit.
Yeah.
By saying like how to or why, or starting something like with a phrase that tells how you would directly benefit, and people are captivated by that. That's like that's good copywriting.
Yeah, he did it with a proxy. He told a story about someone just like you.
Yeah.
How they bet.
Yeah, like second person.
Yeah.
Like how do you play piano?
Yeah.
But yeah, with the Echo, it's like each week they spam you and they say, here's all the new things that Alexa can do, how to this. And there are all these benefits that start with the same keywords as the headline that you just showed us. It's like, how do I tell what the weather's going to be like?
Right. They're selling benefits, though, not features, right? So it's not like connected with the U.S. Weather Service. It's know what the weather is every day for you outside or whatever. Right? They're selling benefits to you. They're usually, if you're in a funnel with them, if you go to their landing page, they're going to have everything. But they're trying to figure out what might get you to go to that landing page. So they're testing a bunch of, you're always going to test with Amazon or Google, but they're testing a bunch of different headlines and emails to see what gets you to pull through. And they're building a buyer profile on it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it just to me seems like there's a bunch of keywords that are like how to, or those kinds of things. Like what would be the best value one that you could buy right now by region?
Yeah, that might work. Or you could say, better than that, if you want to get people excited about wine, you say, this little known wine from an unheard of vineyard is the best wine you'll have this month. Or this particular wine is a sleeper that's rated great by all the critics, but very few people know about it, right?
Yeah.
It's the exclusivity, the discovery, I'm in something special, right? That gets people fired up. So just saying like, well, best value wine in Southern California doesn't get me excited, but it's the hidden, exclusive, private, special VIP that you are going to get to know about because you're on our mailing list and everybody else is in the dark. I'm in, right? This particular promotional product unlocked 3,000% sales for everybody in this industry, right? You want to know the secret? Hell yeah, I want to know the secret. You ever read that book, The Secret? It's funny. Just tell the book The Secret to sell it. That dude, I don't know who even wrote it. I've not read it. I just know it's like intention, man. You just go think about it and have it.
It's like I'm drinking this affirmation, positive affirmation right now.
What's it saying?
It's working right now. I mean,
all right, so the new factor in copyright, if you're writing for the web, the challenging part about this is you have to deal with all these other elements in order to get anybody to see your copy. So the challenge is we have to write for people and algorithm, right? Because we're writing for the computers and the people. That means we also have to write for people to boost the algorithm so the algorithm brings more people. That means we have to write things that are shareable, because if it isn't shared, it isn't important. And if it isn't important, Google won't rank it. Social sharing is one of the highest quality scores on SEO. So you need to write copy that entices, entertains, inspires people, and hopefully that gets them to share it on social media so you can get more people to read it. Not just from social media, but from Google, right? And that gets to be challenging. So we were talking about keywords and phrases. Keywords and phrases of the benefit. Every customer who goes out and searches on Google knows what they're looking for, right? You've all been there at like 3 o'clock in the morning when you got that terrible pain in your side and you're like Googling WebMD and you're trying to figure out if you're dying of something horrible, right? We all know we're searching for the benefit. It's not like, what are the possible complications for pain in my side? It's like, make pain inside go away. Like that's what we're, is pain inside cancer? These are the things we're Googling, right? By the way, I typed in dinosaurs, and I got dinosaur Webchester Kids, dinosaurs are back, dinosaurs webcomic, dinosaurs web quest, and this is number 5. Dinosaurs were made up by the CIA to discourage time travel, which seems to be searched a lot. Probably from Future Men. I don't know. Like, it just made me laugh. So I put it. The key phrase should be in your headline. If people are searching for you know, undiscovered wines, best new wine. By the way, I got a gift card in a package I ordered for $100 from a company called the Naked Wine Company. And they do angel investors for wine. You choose which vineyards to back, and then you get the pricing direct from the vineyard. You should check them out. They're an interesting model. You can alternate a different key phrase. If you're going for dinosaurs, and you have websites for kids and web comic, let's say you're making a dinosaur web experience, you might have dinosaur websites for kids in the headline you're copying, and then one of the secondary headlines, one of the best dinosaur web comics on the website. You might use another one in the subhead. Your content needs to be grammatically correct, active voice, well written, punctuation needs to be correct, right? Google can actually scan a lot of this now. It's okay to ask for social media shares, right? The bottom of the article on the 10 best temperanos you've never heard of. If you love this and want to know more, like share this with your friends. Like we love to write kind of thing. Ask them to share it. Give them the buttons. Give them the plugins. Let them go out and send this to people. There will be some doctor who gets that email, goes to that landing page, and sends it to 3 other friends, right? Like, hey, do you know about this? Right? Does this seem legit to you? These fines? Maybe I shouldn't have my kids in there with pencils poking holes in the and you should have value in your pitch copy. If your marketing in itself is valuable, if it's entertaining, if it's inspiring, if it's educational, if you're teaching me things about wine while you're trying to sell me your wine club, right? If there's 2 tips and pieces of trivia, it's value. I will become a consumer of your content before I become a customer of your product. Becoming a consumer of your content starts to build a relationship that we don't get one-on-one because it's online. So add value with your, share some of the secrets. Show me, one of the best advertisements I ever saw was a plumber who bought a yellow page ad in the plumbing section, full page ad, and the ad was an article. 10 ways that plumbers will cheat you. And he listed out all the ways that plumbers might take advantage of you. He said, if you want an honest plumber, call me at the bottom. The first thing you do is you're going through the yellow pages like ad, you're looking for plumber, and you see an article. That's weird. And you see the headline. You're like, holy crap, well, I don't want to call the plumber before I find out how to get cheated. You read this whole piece of fascinating, really useful information with this guy at the bottom and says, you want an honest plumber, call me. That's the guy I'm calling, right? He just gave away the farm, the industry secrets. He told me how not to get cheated, right? He took the time to encourage me and educate me. And he gave it all away, and then he just said he wanted an honest plumber, call me. It's a great place. Right? Value in your copy. Okay, this is for people who sell duplicated. You have trouble with this, maybe. If you're selling products online that have standard catalog descriptions, okay, you're not? Okay. If you ever get in that point where you're selling something online that has a standard catalog description that comes to the manufacturer, you're going to duplicate content penalty. So you can't just use the wine description from the vineyard. Because everybody's using that, and the first person to put it up with a big website that got crawled is going to be number 1, and you're going to be some duplicate down the road, and they'll get a penalty from Google. You won't come up with a search for that one, right? Because they don't want the same content on every web page. So you want to think, if you are doing catalogs of products, you want to think articles, not product. Articles, long, in-depth pieces of information, are easily indexed, and they're searched more, and you have a better chance getting people to click on them. You can do something called live slow blogging, which is you can add content over time, right? So for example, you might do an article on a website called Best California Merlots. It's only 1,000 words this week. Next month, you add another 1,000 words. Month after that, you add 500. You update it for the next quarter. Before you know it, you got 10,000 words on the Merlots.
Yes. You say on a website, you're talking about on his website?
On his website, yep.
So not just, not on your Facebook page.
No, do it on your website. Because over time, Google keeps coming back and recrawling that and say this content is consistently the same, but there's new information added regularly. So it updates the timestamp on it, but that content gets longer and longer, and you build backlinks to it over time, and that page will rise up in the rankings.
What about linking, like an article you might have written on LinkedIn or something like that, and
linking after that article? Yeah,
so I mean, do you put the content on your website, or are you linking it?
I would put the first chunk of the content on LinkedIn and then link to the rest of the article on your website, right? That's how I would do it. So people on LinkedIn are getting some value to see that it's quality, and then they'll come to read the article, right? I mean, the problem with something like LinkedIn and that strategy is that used to be the link from LinkedIn would be valuable, and now they probably They probably have what's called no link headers on it that tell Google not to count that vote going off so people aren't gaming the system, right? A bunch of different things going on there. Anything you do with a testimonial or review process, Amazon's full of reviews, right? Because it fills the page with content, relevant content. Unboxing, we're going to open this wine and taste it. Here's a, I don't know. You could do some fun video stuff like blind taste testing. We're going to go out in the street and find 2 people and make them taste this wine. Right? Give us their immediate feedback. It would be fun. It would be interesting. People would want to hear it, right? Or we took somebody who only drinks white wine and gave them this red wine to see what they think. Anything like that that's about your product or service. You can certainly do with beauty products. You have to be careful with, obviously, with children because you need to get sign off from parents to have them on video. But kids making the products are telling you what they thought about it, the testimonials of the kids after they made the products. Any of that will work. Anything that's rich media is going to be prime for social sharing. I would shoot a time-lapse video of your upholsterer redoing a table. Take a shot every 30 seconds. The time-lapse makes things look like there's a bunch of work being done because there's people rushing around and all kinds of stuff happening. You can't really track it. And then all of a sudden the table looks gorgeous, right? Must be a lot of work to do those tables. That's why they're worth so much, right? So time-lapse is a great way to get people, this is what it takes to redo a table.
Is it video or is it time-lapse that just takes off on Facebook?
Oh, anything with a play button gets clicked on Facebook, right? Video, time-lapse, even animated GIFs, anything with a play button.
I manage a couple pages and you can see the views just go.
Video gets shared, it gets clicked. It's usually well worth it. Okay, some ways to write for SEO: long, high-quality content, clickbait lists. So you can get, we call it clickbait. You can get lists. 5 reasons Tucson's terrible. That will get clicked. Right? People will read that. Reverse lists, which are the how to make sure that your wine always tastes like crap. Here's 7 ways. That reverse of what I expect will get clicked more, right? 3 beauty products to use if you absolutely want to destroy your skin. I'm going to click on that and find out what I should use. I think it's controversial. Will get clicks. You got to be careful about it. Something called newsjacking, which you take advantage of news stories if they're going on. If there's something that's taking place that's relevant to your product or service, that you can jump into the news cycle because lots of people are searching for those key terms. Your metadata should match your content. That's not terribly important because metadata isn't used that much anymore by SEO. If you don't know what that means, don't worry about it. We'll do an SEO lecture here soon. Rich media, I think with pics and video will do better, and you should have calls to action for social sharing. Get people to share this stuff, Facebook, Twitter, stuff like that. Okay. By the way, I know I've been bad about uploading these, but I will upload them. Taking up the crazy. All right, so here's the thing to understand. This is both art and science. The art is in understanding the emotion, understanding the customer, writing the narrative, becoming the proxy for your customer's pain, constructing the way the language goes together, how the language parses the words that you use, the emotions you evoke. That's the art part of it. The science part of it is testing this. It's heat maps to see where people click. It's metrics to see which headline performs better, which subject line gets open. There's science behind it, right? There's a lot of experimentation. So things that you can use, we'll get to that second. The process, you should build a lexicon. Your customer interview should help you build a lexicon. A lexicon is the words your customers use to talk about their pain, right? Use their words. You can also get testimonials, complaints, reviews. You can pull a lexicon from there. You're going to write and test headlines, subject lines for email, but headlines for sure, and measure clicks. You can iterate on headlines along with your copy. And you will do either a multivariate split test, which is more difficult, or an A/B split test. I'm only going to change one thing. I'm going to change the color of the button. I'm going to change the headline and put half the traffic to this side, half the traffic to that side. There's software that will do that. I'll show you those links in a second. One of my favorite A/B split tests was I just put a puppy on the page. And signups for ArtFire went up by like 12% on the puppy page. It has nothing to do with my product or service. Puppies, endorphins, happy, click. This is a long process. You will improve your conversion over time. You will test, you will iterate, you will slowly improve. When we first launched our landing page on ArtFire, we were converting to new signups at something like 0.6%. A year and a half later, we were at 5.8% conversion. Right? It's a pretty significant. It took me a long time to get there. I would test, I would measure, I would get a substantial population to the page, I would see what was working, And I would compare it against a different page. I would find the best page, I would start breaking down the elements. I would find the best elements, then I would start changing things that were secondary, right? You will never stop testing, there is no finish line. The two that I've used, the one that I've used for sure in the past is Visual Website Optimizer for A/B split testing. You just drop a piece of JavaScript right at the top of your website and it automatically routes people to 2 different pages. It records all the statistics and the heat map, and it gives you a statistical model of which page is better at what level of confidence. Those are the math for you, right? 95% confidence, this is 22% better than the other page. Good, let's move on. Test
So
it.
does this matter because most of what you're saying makes it sound like you're going to be a graphic designer with a background on website.
You can drag and drop a lot of this stuff. What Visual Website Optimizer lets you actually change headlines and colors and stuff just by clicking and clicking, right? So once you have the page, it'll say, well, do you want to change the color of this button? Yes. What color do you want? This one. Great. We'll
So it
change it.
doesn't matter if you're talking about hard coded or it has to come out like, what is that?
It's probably, it's going to work better with standard kind of CSS like you stuff you see on WordPress and things like that, but it might work hard code. We can test and see. I think it's a free trial. The other one is Optimizely. I haven't used them as much, but I know they're pretty good at this. You can also do this if you just want to build your own landing pages and not your own website. You can use either Unbounce or Lead Pages, both of which have complete customization, templates already built, A/B split testing, all of it. Okay? So if you just want to start testing a page, let's say you just want to test the inventor sign up, you could do it with Lead Pages.
What was that called again?
Unbounce or Lead Pages. And if you want to learn more, again, this will be up to PowerPoint. Copy hackers, 75 copyrighted resources, 29 killer resources to learn copywriting. I mean, there's hundreds of places to learn copywriting there. All right. We have 5 minutes for questions. No questions. Everybody's good. They all got it?
Of course.
And we gonna take a stab at writing some new copy? Yeah? Second person, active voice. Headlines, subheadlines, bullet points, nothing more than 7 lines long. Short staccato sentences, right?
So you're going to put this up and you have some additional links to things that you think were successful. And I know you've got some of that in this.
Yeah, I got some of that in there. Trying to think of what, I'll see if I can find.
A good example.
Yeah, I'll see if I can find some, I gotta look around, but I'll see if I can find some pages that I really like to copy. Usually if you take somebody who's a really good marketer like Seth Godin, go read his stuff, like his actual website, you'll see he writes really good copy. His copy is really sharp. Seth Godin, or Godin, G-O-D-E-N, D-I-N, D-I-N. He's been around the marketing game for a long time, okay? But the thing is, you're going to write the copy. If you can get in the mindset of the customer's pain, the outcome they want, right? And write the first pass. And then go through, and that's all too long and too complicated. Cut out all the crap about your company, features and benefits and sales process and obfuscation and jargon. Cut all that out. Knock it down to sentences that make sense. Then go pull out your best sentences, your headlines, your subheadlines, right? Don't get fined. Don't let your patients catch MRSA. Like, don't get sued. Like, things like that, right? That get me to pay attention. Pull those out, highlight those. Those are your subheadlines. Take any data points and make them bullets so that they're easy to digest. 76% of doctors agree that whatever, camels taste great. That's back in the day, they said it, right? Your bullet points, and it might be, you know, paraben-free or, you know, BPA-free bottles or whatever you've got, right? In your products, not tested on animals, organic, sourced, non-GMO, whatever it's going to be, right? Bullet points, okay? You're getting some. That's already, you're getting, it's better than 80% of the copy that's out. Just those steps. And then you start testing, right? You can always reduce uncertainty by adding credibility cues, testimonials, right? If other people think you're great, you're probably okay. If the press covers you, you're probably legitimate.
You're putting all that at the bottom?
Yeah, at the bottom. I put it at the top for new companies. Like if you go look at a Kickstarter or a new startup company, you'll see pretty high up, as featured in the New York Times, Wired, this, that, the other. There's like 8 logos right at the top, right? Sometimes you can click to go read the article. Sometimes you can't. It's just a bunch of logos. I don't know if you were covered or not, but it says you were, right? But if the New York Times and CNN and Wired Magazine's logo are all on your page, you must be serious, right? That's the instinct. Okay. Thursday, make sure you sign up for office hours. Saturday, we'll do sales, and then we'll do ops metrics and finance. So we should be somewhat through the point where we've done the customer interviews and the experimentation. We have some idea about what our big idea, our next scaling attempt is going to be. Now we have to figure out how to implement it. Go-to-market strategy, the market research, how we're going to write about it, how we're going to talk about it, how we're going to price it, right? And then if we start launching, how do we sell it? How do we manage the business metrics around it? Pretty soon we're going to be talking about how to get financed, banking, crowdfunding, angel investment. See it all kind of builds, right? This lecture will come in handy for writing bullet points on your slides for your deck. Short, punchy, second person, active voice, or at least active voice, right? Quick summaries, don't obfuscate. All right.
Hang on.
Yes.
The link that Sam sent today. Do
No.
you have a distribution list for them set up?
Maybe
Just-
Courtney does. I can BCC it. Everybody does.
Okay, if you do that, just a heads up. So the guy who's, did you already explain that
Nope.
sales thing?
Well, I said there was going to be somebody come in and talk, but
Yeah, so Sam Williams is coming in on Saturday morning. He he used to work with me in the Tech Council on sales stuff, activities. But he runs the sales club at the U of A. He teaches a sales program there, as well as actually creating a business development center for Eller. He's coming in Saturday morning, and he sent us a link to have you all fill out a DISC profile. It's sort of like a personality profile that they use in interviewing. The way he uses it is he helps figure out, based on your personality strengths, what kind of selling approaches. He uses it to very specifically put it into the selling mindset.
cool. I'm going to take it.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it too. So Tony will send that out, but do that between now and Saturday morning so that he can, I'm not exactly what he's gonna do, but it's in the directions that he forwarded, so.
Yeah.
So make sure to go do that. And then the other thing I was gonna say is that we're still hiking Saturday mornings from 7:30 to 8:30 on Tillamook Hill,
He's like,
even as it
I'm making
gets a little bit warmer. So every Saturday morning, so if anybody's interested in coming, right before class, we come in here a little bit sweaty.
what is it?
We hike to Tillamook Hill. So it's over by St. Mary's Hospital.
What do you eat? Do you eat somewhere?
At the base of it, right at 7:30. Some days it's 7:33, but not much more than 7:35. So,
I come in and make coffee. Sorry.
yeah,
But I go with on Thursday.
so try and come. It's just, like we put it there and then, so that Thryve companies could come right before class. And
You
then,
might have to move
it's
it to
necessary. I had to request to move it to 6. I don't want to get up at 5:30 on Saturday morning.
Maybe you want to
We may move it to Monday night. I thought about moving it to Monday night.
All right.
Oh, I would go Monday night.
7 o'clock.
By 8:30, it's pretty sweaty. Yeah. Not yet, but it's getting there.
Is that your
But I don't.
Is that good?
Well,
Yeah.
is this fine?
Yeah.
Did you?
Yeah.
Well,